Hello and welcome to Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. Today we discuss about early yoga. First we see introduction. Before the introduction, we see educational introduction, educational objectives. After the complete of this lecture, student able to recall and recognition of concept of early yoga. Second is student able to recall and recognition of history of early yoga. Third is student able to recall and recognition of types of early yoga. Student able to compare among various types of early yoga. And fifth is student able to apply of early yoga in their life. Introduction is yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to unite or to join. People generally think that yoga is a series of exercise with tested body poses. It is not so. The main aim of yoga is to help one connect with one's inner spirit, which is connected to the universal spirit or God. Yoga creates a balance between the mind and the body and to attain self enlightenment. Yoga brings stability to the body and the wavering mind. In order to accomplish it, yoga makes use of different movement, breathing exercise, relaxing technique and meditation. Yoga is associated with a healthy and lively lifestyle with a balanced approach to life. It is the union between the mind, body, and spirit. It involves the practice of physical posture and poses, which is referred to as asana in Sanskrit. Our modern day lifestyle is too hectic and puts a lot of stress on us, which in turn causes a lot of lifestyle problem like obesity, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, etc. Yoga is the answer to all these problems. It offers harmless solution to these problems in the form of relaxation. Study in the field of medicine suggests that yoga is the only form of physical activity that provides complete exercise to the body as it incorporates different aspects of science, philosophy and art. It is one of the most effective and integrated system for gaining control and experiencing supreme joy in life. It helps one achieve optimum physical and psychological health. It is a system of physical, mental and spiritual technique and is a practical, lively approach to life. It is the master key to open the realms of everlasting bliss and deep residing peace. Major branch of yoga in Hindu philosophy include Raj Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Hatha Yoga. Yoga has gained immense popularity during the last few years, and today over 6 million 30 million people practice yoga on regular basis. Yoga is the most rapidly growing health movement of today. despite having existed for thousands of years already. We see that the four path of yoga, the basic four path: Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. First, we see Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the path of knowledge, wisdom, introspection, and contemplation. It involves deep exploration of the nature our being by systematically exploring and setting aside false identities. We see Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is the path of action, service to others, mindfulness, and remembering the levels of our being while fulfilling our action or karma in the world. And after this, we see the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion, emotion, love, compassion, and service to God and others. All actions are done in the context of remembering the divine entities. And lastly, we see Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga is a comprehensive method that emphasizes meditation while encompassing the whole of yoga. It directly deals with the encountering and transcending thoughts of the mind. And we see the history of yoga, ancient to present, but in this lecture we see only the early yoga. The origin of yoga are a matter of debate. It may have pre-Vedic origin. Several seals discovered at Indus Valley civilization site depicts figures in position remembering a common yoga or meditation pose. Ascetic practices, concentration, and bodily posture used by Vedic priests to conduct Vedic ritual of life. Sacrifice may have been precursors to yoga. Pre-philosophical speculations of yoga begin to emerge in the text of 500 to 200 BCE. Between 200 BCE to 500 CE, philosophical school of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism were taking form, and coherent philosophical system of yoga began to emerge. The Middle Ages saw the development of many satellite traditions of yoga. Yoga come to the attention of an educated Western public in the mid 19th century, along with other topics of Indian philosophy. Origin. The origin of yoga are a matter of debate. According to Krengal, Indian researchers have generally favored a linear theory which attempts to interpret the origin and early development of Indian contemplative practices as a sequential growth from an Aryan genesis. Just like traditional Hinduism regards the Vedas to be the source of all spiritual knowledge. Other scholars acknowledge the possibility of non-Aryan components. Some argue that yoga originates in the Indus Valley civilization. According to Jimmer, yoga is part of the pre-Vedic heritage, which also includes Jainism, Sankhya, and Buddhism. Samuel argues that yoga derives from the sermon tradition. Gavin Flood notes that such di- dichotomization is too simplistic. Indus Valley civilization. Ram Prasad R.P. Chandra, an an Indian historian and archaeologist from Bengal. Indus Valley civilization. Several seals discovered at Indus Valley civilization site dating to the mid 3rd millennium BCE depict figures in positions remembering a common yoga of meditation pose, showing a form of ritual discipline suggesting a precursor of yoga. According to archaeologist Gregory Posen, Ram Prasad Chandra, who supervised Indus Valley civilization excavation, states that not only the sealed deities on some of the Indus seals are the yoga position and bear witness to the prevalence of yoga in the Indus Valley civilization in the remote age. The standing deities on the seals also show Kayot Sarga, a standing posture of meditation position. It is a posture not a sitting but of standing. Some type of connection between the Indus Valley seals and later yoga, the meditation practices is speculated upon by many scholars. Though there is no conclusive evidence, many scholars associate the Pashupati seals with Shiva. Prior to the end of the first millennium CE, detailed descriptions of asanas were now here to be found in the Indian textual record. In the light of this, any claim that speculated image of cross-legged figure, including those represented on the famous clay seals from 3rd millennium BCE Indus Valley archaeological site, represent yogic posture are speculative at best. Male figure in the crossed leg posture on the mock of the seal from the Indus Valley civilization. We may see in the picture. Vedic period. Textual references. According to White is historian, the first use of the word yoga is in the Rig Veda, where it denotes a yoke but also a war chariot. Yoga is discussed quite frequently in the Upanishads, many of which predate Patanjali Sutras. The actual term yoga first occurs in the Katha Upanishad and later in the Shweta Savetara Upanishad. An early reference to meditation is made a Bhagavad Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad, the earliest Upanishad, 900 BCE. In the Mahabharata, yoga comes to mean a divine chariot that carried him upward in a burst of light through the sun and on the heavens of gods and heroes. English version of Katha Upanishad we may see in the picture. Katha Upanishad is a Upanishad. The first time come the term of yoga in the Katha Upanishads. Ascetic practice. Ascetic practice, tapas, concentration and bodily postures used by Vedic priests to conduct Gyan, Yagga, Vedic ritual of fire sacrifice, might have been precursors to yoga. Vratya, a group of ascetic mentioned in the Atharvaveda, emphasized on bodily posture which probably evolved into yogic asana. Early Vedic Samhitas also contain reference to other group ascetic such as Munis, the Kesin and Vratyas. Technique for controlling breath and vital energies are mentioned in Brahmanas, ritual text of the Vedic corpus 1000 to 800 BCE, and Atharvaveda, Nasadya Sukta of the Rig Veda suggests the presence of an early contemplative tradition. The Vedic Samhitas contains references to ascetics and ascetic practices known as tapas are referenced in the Brahmanas 900 BCE and 500 BCE. Early commentaries on the Vedas, the Rig Veda, the earliest of the Hindu scripture, mention the practice yoga asanas were first prescribed by the ancient Vedic text thousands of years ago and are said to directly enliven the body's inner intelligence. Pre-classical era. Diffused pre-philosophical speculation of yoga begin to emerge in the text of 500 to 200 BCE, such as the Middle Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, and Moksha Dharma of the Mahabharata. The term Sankhya and Yoga in those texts refers to spiritual methodologies rather than the philosophical system which developed centuries later. After the Upanishad, Alexander Wynne, author of The Origin of Buddhist Meditation, observed the famous meditation and elemental meditation might have originated in the Upanishadic tradition. The earliest reference to meditation is the Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the oldest Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad described one of the five kinds of vital energies. Pran, concept used later in many yoga traditions such as internal sound and veins, nadis, are also described in the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad defines yoga as the mastery of body and senses. The term yoga first appears in the Hindu scripture Kat Upanishad, a primary Upanishad, 400 BCE, where it is defined as the steady control of senses, which, along with cessation of mental activity, leads to the supreme state. Kat Upanishad integrates the monism of early Upanishads with concept of Sankhya and Yoga. It defines various levels of existence according to their proximity to the innermost being Atman. Yoga is therefore seen as a process of entrization or ascent of consciousness. It is the earliest literary work that highlight the fundamentals of yoga. Shvetashvatara Upanishad elaborates on the relationship between thought and breath, control of mind, and benefits of yoga. Like the Kat Upanishad, the transcendent self is seen as the goals of yoga. This text also recommends meditation on Om as the path to liberation. Maitraniya Upanishad 300 BCE formalized the sixfold form of yoga. Physiological theories of later yoga make an appearance in this text, while breath channels, nadis of yogic practice had already been discussed in the classical Upanishads. It was not until the 8th century Buddhist Havara Tantra and Karyagiti that hierarchies of chakras were introduced. Further, systematization of yoga is continued in the Yoga Upanishad of Atharvaveda, Sandilya, Pashupat, and Mahavakya. after Upanishads, we discuss yoga concept in Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, Songs of the Lord, uses the term yoga extensively in a variety of ways. In addition to an entire chapter, chapter 6, dedicated to traditional yoga practices, including meditation, it introduced three prominent types of yoga: Karma Yoga, the yoga of action; Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion; and Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge. In chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explained the Arjun about the essence of yoga as practiced in early lives. Yogastak karu karmani sanga tyakta dhananjay siddho siddhyo samo bhutvo samatva yoga uchyate. And the translation of this slok according A.C. Bhakti Vedant Swami Prabhupada Ji Maharaj: be steadfast in yoga, yoga sangast. Ho Arjun, perform your duty, kru karmani, and abandon all attachment, sangam, to success or failure, siddhi asiddhi. Such evenness of mind, samatvam, is called yoga. And we see the Mahabharata description of an early form of yoga called Nirodha Yoga, yoga of cessation, is contained in the Moksha Dharma section of the 12th chapter, Shanti Parv, of the Mahabharata epic. The verses of the section are dated to 300 to 200 BCE. Nirodha Yoga. Nirodha Yoga emphasizes progressive withdrawal from the contents of empirical consciousness such as thoughts, sensation, etc. until Purush self is realized. Terms like vichara, subtle reflection, viveka, discrimination, and other which are similar to Patanjali testimoniology are mentioned but not described. There is no uniform goal of yoga mentioned in the Mahabharata. Separation of self from matter, perceiving Brahman everywhere, entering into Brahman, etc. are called described as goals of yoga. Sankhya and yoga are conflicted together, and some verses describe them as being identical. Moksha Dharma also described as early practice of elemental meditation. Mahabharata being narrated by Vedvyasji and written by Lord Ganesha. Classical Yoga. During the period between the Maurya and Gupta era, 200 BCE to 500 CE, philosophical school of Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism were taking form, and a coherent philosophical system of yoga began to emerge. Early Buddhist texts, Werner notes that only with Buddhism itself as expounded in the Pali Canon do we have the oldest preserved comprehensive yoga practices. But it is only with Buddhism itself and expounded the Pali Canon that we can speak about a systematic and comprehensive or even integral school of yoga practices, which is thus the first and oldest to have been preserved for us in its entity. Another yoga system that predates the Buddhist school in Jain Yoga is Jain Yoga. But since Jain sources post-date Buddhist ones, it is difficult to distinguish between the nature of the early Jain school and elements derived from the other school. Most of the other contemporary yoga system alluded in the Upanishad and some Pali canons are lost to time. Pali canons collection of scriptures. The early Buddhist text described meditative practices and states, some of which the Buddha borrowed from the ascetic Sharman tradition. One key innovative teaching of the Buddha was that meditative observation must be combined with liberating cognition. Meditative states alone are not an end, for according to Buddha, the highest meditative state is not liberating. Instead of attaining a complete cessation of thought, some sort of mental activity must take place, liberating cognition based on the practice of mindful awareness. The Buddha also departed from earlier yogic thought in discarding the early Brahmanic notion of liberation at death. While the Upanishads thought liberation to be a realization at death of a non-dual meditative state, where the ontological duality between subject and object was abolished. Buddha's theory of liberation depended upon this duality because liberation to him was an insight into the subject experiences. The Pali Canon contains three passages in which the Buddha described pressing the tongue against the palate for the purposes of controlling hunger or the mind, depending on the inserted into the nasopharynx as the true Kecharf mudras. The Buddha used the posture where pressure is 2 on the perineum with the heel, similar to having modern posture used to stimulate Kundalini. The early Buddhist texts describe meditative practice and states, some of which the Buddha borrowed from the ascetic Sharman tradition. One key innovative teaching of the Buddha was that meditative absorption must be combined with liberating cognition. Meditative state alone are not an end, for according to the Buddha, even the highest meditative state is through thought. Some sort of mental activity must take place. A liberating cognition based on the practice of mindful awareness. The Buddha also departed from earlier yogic thought in discarding the early Brahmanic notion of liberation at death, while the Upanishads thought liberation to be a realization at death of a monaural meditative state, where the ontological duality between subject and object was abolished. Buddha's theory of liberation depend upon the duality, because liberation to him was an insight into the subject experience. The Pali Canon contains 3 passages in which the Buddha described praising the tongue against the palate for the purposes of controlling hunger or the mind, depending on the inserted into the nasopharynx as the true Kesarv mudra. The Buddha used a posture where pressure is to on the perineum with the heel, similar to even modern posture used to stimulate Kundalini. Sankhya. Sankhya emerged in the 1st century CE when Patanjali systematized the conception of yoga. He set them forth on the background of the metaphysics of Sankhya, which he assumed with slight variation in the early works. The yoga principle appear together with the Sankhya ideas. Vyas commentary on the Yoga Sutra, also called the Sankhya Apra Vakyan Bhashya, commentary on the exploitation on the Sankhya philosophy, brings out the intimate relation between the two systems. Yoga agrees with the essential metaphysics of Sankhya, but differs from it in the while Sankhya holds that knowledge is the means of liberation. Yoga is the system of active striving, mental discipline, and dutiful action. Yoga also introduced the conception of God. Sometimes Patanjali system is referred to as Seshavar. Sankhya is contradictions to Kapila's Nirvana Sankhya. Sankhya system, Purush and Prakriti and Mahad and Ahankara and Sattva, Raj और तम. Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. There are 4 padas in Patanjali Sutra: Samadhi Pad, Sadhana Pad, Vibhuti Pad, and Kaivalya Pad. English meaning of the Samadhipad, on being overstated, overbad in spirit. The sutra is 51. On being immersed in spirit, there are 55 sutra in this path. The Vibhuti path, the English meaning is on supernatural abilities and gifts. 56 sutras in this path, and last of the Kaivalya path is absolute freedom. It have 34 sutras. In Hindu philosophy, yoga is the name of one of the 6 orthodox Astic philosophical school. The yoga school was founded by Patanjali. Karel Werner, author of Yoga and Indian philosophy, believes that the process of systematization of yoga, which begin in the middle and Yoga Upanishad, culminated with the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. Scholars also note the influence of Buddhist and Sankhyan idea on the Yoga Sutras. Patanjali Yoga Sutra reminds us of Buddhist formulation from the Pali Canon, Sarvasatvida, Sarvastivad, Abhidhan, Abhidharma, and Sohastrika. The Yoga school accepts the Sankhya psychology and metaphysics, but it is more theistic than the Sankhya as evidence that Sankhya were the close. The Max Muller says the two philosophies were in popular parlance distinguished from each other as Sankhya, with the Sankhya without a Lord. The intimate relationship between Sankhya and Yoga is explained by Heinrich Jamer. These two are regarded in India as twins, the two aspects of a single discipline. Sankhya provides a basic theoretical exposition of human nature, enumerating and defining its elements, analyzing their manners of cooperation in the state of bondage, bandhan, the describing their state of disentanglement or separation in release, moksha, while yoga treats especially of the dynamics of the process for the disentanglement and outlines practical technique for the gaining of release or isolating integration kaivalya. संयोगे योगा इत्युक्तो जीवात्म परमात्मनो योगा ज्ञानवलक्के. The Yoga Jnanvalakya is a classical treatise on yoga attributed to the Vedic sage Yagvalakya ji. It takes the form of the dialogue between Yagvalakya and his wife Gargi, a renowned female philosopher. The text contains 12 chapters and its origin has been traced to the period between the 2nd century BCE and 4th century CE. Many yoga texts like the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the Yoga Kundalini and the Yoga Tattva Upanishads have borrowed verses from or make frequent references to the Yoga Yagvalakya. In the Yoga Yagvalakya, Yoga is defined as Jivatma Paramatma Samyoga on the union between the individual self Jivatma and the divine Paramatma. In Jainism, according to Tattvarth Sutra, 2nd century CE, Jain text, yoga is the sum of all the activities of mind, speech and body. Uma Swami calls yoga the cause of asrav and karmic influx, influx, as well as one of the essential samyak charitra in the path of liberation. In his Niyam Sara, Acharya Kunda describe Yoga Bhakti, devotion to the path to liberation, as the highest form of devotion. Acharya Haribhadra and Acharya Hemchandra mention the 5 major hours of ascetics and 12 minor hours of Leti under yoga. This has led certain Indologists like Professor Robert J. Jardin Bus to call Jainism, especially a system of yogic thinking that grew into full-fledged religion. The 5 yamas or the constraints of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali bear a resemblance to the 5 major hours of Jainism, indicating a history of strong cross-fertilization between these traditions. Mainstream Hinduism influence on Jain Yoga is noticed as Haribhadra founded his Eightfold Yoga and aligned it with Patanjali Eightfold Yoga. Yogacara School. In the late phase of Indian antiquity, on the eve of the development of classical Hinduism, the Yogacara movement arose during the Gupta period, 4th to 5th centuries. Yogacara received the name as it provided a yoga, a framework for engaging in the practice that lead to path of bodhisattva. The Yogacara sect enlightenment. Middle Age. Middle Age saw the development of many satellite traditions of yoga. Hatha Yoga emerged as a dominant practice of yoga in this period. Bhakti movement. The Bhakti movement was the development in medieval Hinduism which advocated the concept of personal God, the supreme personality of Godhead. The movement was initially by the Alvar Sant of South India in the 6th to 9th century, and it started gaining influence throughout India by the 12th to 15th century. Shaiva and Vaishnava's Bhakti tradition integrated aspects of Yoga Sutra, such as the partial meditative exercise with devotion. Bhagavata Puran elucidates the practice of a form of yoga called Viraha separation. Bhakti Viraha Bhakti emphasizes one pointed concentration on Krishna. Tantra. By the turn of the first millennium, Hatha Yoga emerged from Hatha. Tantrism is the practice that supposed to alter the relation of its practitioners to the ordinary social, religious, and logical reality in which they live through tantric practice. An individual perceives reality as Maya, illusion, and the individual achieves liberation from it. Both Tantra and Yoga offer path that relieve a person from depending on the world, where yoga relies on progressive restriction on inputs from outside. Tantra relies on transmutation of all external inputs so that one is no longer dependent on them but can take them to leave them at will. They both make a person dependent. This particular path to salvation among the several offered by Hinduism link Tantrism to those practices of Indian religions such as yoga, meditation, and social renunciation, which are based on temporary and permanent withdrawal from social relationship and modes. During tantric practices and studies, the student is instructed further in meditation technique, particularly chakra meditation. This is often in a limited form in comparison with the way this kind of meditation is known and used by tantric practitioners and yogic elsewhere, but is more elaborated than the initiate previous meditation. It is considered to be a kind of Kundalini yoga for the purpose of moving the goddess into the chakra located in the heart for meditation and worship. Vajrayana. While breath channels, nadis of yogic practices had already been discussed in the classical Upanishads, it was not until the 8th century Buddhist Havjara Tantra and Karyagiti, the hierarchies of chakras were introduced. Nadi, tube, pipe are the channels through which, in traditional Indian medicine and spiritual science, the energies of the subtle body and set to flow. They connect at a special point of intensity called chakras. Chakra Kundalini diagram. Kundalini, Atma, Nadi, and Sahasrara. Hatha Yoga. The earliest reference to Hatha Yoga are in Buddhist work dating from the 8th century. The earliest definition of Hatha Yoga is found in the 11th century Buddhist text Vimal Aprabh, which defines it in relation to the center channel, Bindu. The basic tenets of Hatha Yoga were formulated by Shiv, ascetics Matsyendranath and Gorakshnath in 900 CE. Hatha Yoga systematized elements of Patanjali Yoga Sutra with posture and breathing exercise. Hatha Yoga sometimes referred to as the psychological yoga, was further elaborated by Yogi Swatmatram, compile of Hatha Yoga Deepika in 15th century CE. Student in Hatha Yoga class practice the reclining bond angle pose, sometimes called bond butterfly pose. The yoga differs substantially from the Raj Yoga of Patanjali in that it focuses on Shat Karma, the purification of the physical body, as leading to the purification of the mind, her, and pran or vital energy tha, compared to the seated asana or sitting meditation posture of Patanjali Raj Yoga. It marks the development of asana plurals into the full body posture, how in popular usage and along with its many modern variations is the style that many people associate with the word yoga today. It is similar to divine board, preparing the body for purification so that it may be ready to receive higher technique of meditation. The word Hat comes from Ha, which means sun, and Tha, which means moon. Sikhism. Various yogic groups had become prominent in Punjab in the 15th and 16th century, when Sikhism was in its nascent stage. Compositions of Guru Nanak Ji, the founder of Sikhism, described many dialogue he had with yogis, a Hindu community which practiced yoga. Guru Nanak rejected the austerities, rites and ritual connected with Hatha Yoga. He propounded the Hatha of Sahaj Yoga or Nam Yoga, meditation of the name. Instead, the Guru Granth Sahib states, "Listen, ho yogi, Nanak tells nothing but the truth. You must discipline your mind, and devotee must meditate on the word divine. It is His grace which brings about the union. He understands, he also sees God deeds help one merge into divination." After the complete this chapter, we discuss some MCQs. The basis of Panchkosa is option A Ken Upanishad, B Prashna Upanishad, C Taittiriya Upanishad, and D Ish Upanishad. C option is correct, Taittiriya Upanishad. Question number B and second, the core teaching of Shankaracharya is Brahm alone is real. The word is option A real, option B unreal, C is Brahm, and D is heaven. The correct answer is unreal. Brahm is unreal. Brahm satyam jagat mithya jivo brahmyo na pare. Question number 3 is the figure formed is Bhujanga Asana. Option A as a monkey, B serpent, C lion, D horse. Option B is correct. Bhujanga Asana as a serpent formed. Question number 4 is founder of yoga system. A Kapila, B Jainism, C Patanjali, D Yogacharya. Option C is correct. Patanjali is the founder of yoga system. Question number 5th, the length of Sutra Neti according the Hatha Prapadika and Grahand Sanhita. Option A, two ballist, two ballist, approximate 1.5 feet. B, one ballist, approximately 9 inch. C, half ballist, approximately 4 and 1 by half inch. And D, 1.5 ballist, approximately 13 and 1 by 2 inch. Option B is correct. One ballist is correct answer. The length of Vastra dhoti according the Hut Pradipika is A 7 by 7.5 feet, 15 feet, 22 feet and 26 feet. The C is correct answer, 22 feet and half inch approximate. Question number 7. Meaning of pran is A, vital energy, B, air, C, oxygen, D, all of the above. A option is correct. Vital energy is a pran. Question number 8 is nature of Pingala Swar is A, cold, B, hot, C, cold and amp hot, D, none of the above. B option is correct. The Pingala Swar is the nature of hot. Question number 9 is original language of yoga is A, Hindu, B, Sanskrit, C, Latin, D, Greek. Option B is correct. The original language of yoga is Sanskrit. And question number 10 is the other name of yogic anima is Noli, B is Dhoti, C is Basti and D, Tantratak. C option is correct. Basti is a correct answer. And thank you very much.